Hello, amazing hospitality people. It's my pleasure to be again with you, with my colleague, and with our new guest. Yes, this is the new episode of the podcast Hospitality as it is, brought to you by Xenios Academy, the world's first fully gamified training app for hospitality professionals, though I'm sure that by now you already remember that. My name is Igor Besermenji, and I'm a global marketing director at our startup. Joining me today again is Chief Operating Officer of Xenios Academy, Marco Corallo. Hi, Marco.
Hi, Igor. How are you? Nice to be here again.
Amazing. Yeah,
it's beautiful episodes we have so far, and I'm so excited about today's episode because I know this gentleman working together with him, and it's probably the first time that we have on the podcast somebody I personally work with. So I'm really looking forward to the day episode.
Yeah, me too. I feel it's going to be a great discussion. Our guest today is Sunny Nigrel. He's a former bartender and bar manager in the Middle East, but nowadays he is a very successful brand manager. So let's see where this discussion takes us today. I'm really excited to see where we're gonna get. Hello, Sunny. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you, Igor and Marco, for having me over here today. So yeah, as you said, I've been in Dubai for past 8 years now. My name is Sunny. The weather in Dubai, always sunny. So there's actually a funny story behind it. When I was in India and my mom named me Sunny, and I always say this whenever I go around to just open up the eyes. I was like, Mom, why you name me Sunny? Then she never answered me the question. So as I grew up, I did my diploma in bartending, and I still had the same question in my mind to my mom. Like, hey Mom, tell me now at least, why is my name Sunny? And then she's like, you know what, I had a dream for you to one day you will go to Dubai, the hottest country in the world, and that's why I named you Sunny.
Wow.
That's just a joke, yeah.
Okay.
you guys
I thought it was true.
And then here I am in Dubai, So yeah,
nice.
Been over here for past 8 years. Started my journey as a bartender, then as a bar manager. Worked with Marco, one of the greatest mentor I had in Budapest.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from him actually. And then I joined as a brand ambassador currently, and happy to be over here.
It's amazing to have you, and we didn't actually talk since the last time we worked together, and I would love for you to tell our viewers. So of course you started your career in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to hear more why you approached the bar as a first profession in hospitality, and what brings you to then change from bartending to brand ambassadorship, which is a completely different ball game, is a completely different field.
Yeah. I mean, what gave me a motivation to join the bar industry, when I was back in India, I did my education, and then there was a friend in my neighbor actually, and he was a very successful bar manager. And I used to follow his steps. Whenever he used to come from work, I used to go to him, and I see he had tons of liquor bottles over there. Yeah. And then I used to always ask him, hey man, what's this? What's this? I never used to drink that time. And then I used to ask him, hey, what's this? And what? He's like, you know what, this is this. For me and for most of the people, they think that, being a bartender, it's like just being behind the bar, or making some drink and then serving to the guests. But it's more into that, knowing about a spirit, it's a big history behind it. And I slowly understand when I was talking to him. And then I developed an interest in that. And I was like, you know what? I want to learn more about it. What's the next step if I want to really grow where you are today? Then he recommended me a bartending school.
Mm-hmm.
I went over there, I did my diploma in bartending, and then I really loved that platform a lot. That's how I developed my interest in bartending.
Nice.
In that time, in 2013-14, India was still growing in terms of hospitality industry. Now it's really booming. But in those days when I was there, it was still struggling and still growing. So when I came in Dubai, my life took a turn, took a different change. And then I loved a lot. My dream was to be in Dubai for just 1 year, no more than that. But then slowly, this is a country where you just fall in love with. You slowly just fall in love with the people, the hospitality. So from bartender to bar manager, I got a promotion and everything. Then I was really enjoying my hospitality life because my goal was to be a beverage manager. That was my goal. But my end goal was to be a brand ambassador.
Wow.
I was really enjoying my bar manager role in a company. Then I never knew that life would take a different turn when I got an opportunity for a brand ambassador. I was still hesitant to accept the offer because it's a complete different role for me. I'm gonna leave F&B service. I'm gonna go in F&B but not in service. So I was like, you know what? Let's take this challenge. This opportunity, and I followed my passion. I went to be a brand ambassador. When I went to a brand ambassador, what one thing that I like and I love actually is like I get to have my personal space, my personal life. Because being in the industry, in hospitality especially, we work in an environment where you, report afternoon for duty or evening, and then you go back in the morning. You have 1 or 2 days off, but you don't get to have the personal space. Let me tell you one short example or a joke, maybe you can take it as it. When I was in Budapest, I was dating a girl. Yeah, and she was really good looking, and we were along like for almost 4-5 months, yeah. And then we broke up. And the breakup was only because I was working in the industry. Because she was saying, you know what, you're not giving me time. You're always at work. And I was like, what can I do? You see that I have only 1 day off. I cannot do anything about it, And even the day off, you wake up in the afternoon, you're already tired, and then you don't get the life what you get as a normal person. It's good for a small time, but for longer period, it's not that great. So when I move as a brand ambassador, now I get to have a normal life, a normal breakfast, lunch, dinner, proper life. And that's why, I love what I'm doing right now. I hope that answers your
Of course,
question.
and I think not only answer what I was asking, but also I think you raise a very important topic, which is personal life in hospitality. And it's going to be a controversial topic, but I love to hear from you because you transitioned from an operation point of view to brand ambassadorship that, as you say, and I put in your words, allow you to have a normal life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you are in hospitality, particularly in operation and food and beverage, you have to work nights, you have to work festivities, and you need to work 6 days a week. There are great places, an example now in Dubai, that are changing this. Like, for example, LPM is now giving 3 days off. Because I think we are putting much more emphasis of having a good work-life balance, which you reach because of a different role. But what do you think is gonna be the future for the industry? Because I think we should put a little bit more effort in reaching this work-life balance. So what we can do as individual in the industry and what we are expecting the industry to give us.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I love what you said about LPM. They are doing a really good job where they're giving some extra days off where you have, extra time for yourself. And I have no complaints about hospitality. I love it. When I was there, I was totally loving it. And to have your personal space, I believe that whenever you have your day off, because you have 1 or 2 days off, whatever it is, what I would recommend is you work 5 days or 6 days in a week at a venue, right? Being behind the bar or a server or whatsoever, and you're so much occupied with that environment. So when you have a day off, what I would suggest, and I normally tell in my trainings, that whenever you go around on your day off, you do something what you don't do in a normal day, in a 6 days week, 6 days period. You go on the beach, you read a book, you go see a movie, go meet friends, but don't go to a bar. Because you're already behind the bar,
Yes.
your the whole week. So that's what I think, that this is what the hospitality people are lacking, at some point. I mean, I'm not blaming them, because of course you have 1 day off, there's an event, you need to go. You need to show your face over there. You need to socialize. You need to build the community a bit more. But what I believe also, to have your own personal space, getting up in the morning, doing some yoga, just clearing your mind, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just wondering, like, when does it happen that you feel like you're ready to become a brand ambassador in hospitality industry? Like, with what it comes? Is it knowledge? Is it experience? Is it confidence? When did it happen for you?
All the points you said, that's for sure there. But apart from that, there is all about building connections and contacts. So when does a brand choose you to be a brand ambassador? When you're well known in the industry. So you have already established building connections with everyone, with all the venues. So most of the times, a brand ambassador role is given to a bartender, because bartender has a personality, a very approachable personality. Whenever a guest sits on his bar, he talks to them, he socializes. That's one point. Second is like he gets to know people in the industry. For example, if I'm working in a venue, I come to know A to Z venues all around Dubai. So I socialize. So brand will think, what, man, this guy is a good guy, one of the good candidate. He knows good people in the industry. So I'll tell you a thing. Before I joined the brand, I got an opportunity to work as a brand ambassador. And then when my friends came to know, I didn't make an official announcement. A month before, my friends came to know
So
about
you
this
got
one.
the offer from the brand.
Yeah.
It was not like you woke up one day and you said, I feel like a brand ambassador. Let's get the opportunities. You were approached by the brand.
I was approached.
Okay.
I had a dream in
So
my head.
that's a great
as I said.
validation of
Exactly.
your
I had a
work,
dream
right?
in my head, but it never really. I never really approached any brands because I thought I still have some steps to climb before I reach that path. But then when it came, I just entered over there.
Okay, so now that you transition from bar manager to brand ambassador, your clients change. And now your role is to train, inspire, motivate, and even recognize bartender, waiters, sommeliers. So how do you approach their training? But especially, how do you recognize the effort that they put in the training?
Okay. So whenever I approach a venue, what I do is, of course, I do trainings with them, but the attention span of any bartender or a waiter, it's like 5 minutes or less than 10 minutes, So how can you get the attention span? Not talking as a brand ambassador, but talking as a bartender. So you talk like you should see yourself sitting in their shoes over there, and what do you want to listen as a bartender? That's what I talk about them. When I talk, I don't talk like, this is the thing, this is my brand, sell it, sell it, sell it. No. I talk that, what exactly a bartender wants to listen. For instance, offering them something which will really motivate them. Like bartenders really sells the product a lot, but apart from bartenders, we also have servers, right? The servers or wine sommeliers or hostesses, they are also one of the best product sellers in the industry, right? Yes. So how can you motivate them to sell? So what I do is I develop something called as incentive program, and most of the brands that do it, okay. So what I tell the venue is, you achieve certain volume, what I give to you, and in return, I'm gonna give you whatever they want to have. For example, a mall voucher or a brunch for two or a dinner for two or whatever they want to have in return of that. And that, what I saw the change, it really motivated them, yes. And I saw an increase in sale. So it was a win-win situation for me as well and for them as well. And with this, I also built a relation with the team and with the bar manager. So as I told you at the beginning, I build a relation with the bar manager first. So even if, let's say, I crack a deal in a venue and the venue manager leaves and goes somewhere else, but I still have my relation with him.
Yes.
So for sure, I know that, he's going to maintain the relation, and I'm going to have it for longer term.
And you told me before about this incentive that really motivates employees, right? But a part of the intrinsic motivation of receiving the prize, we were also discussing that most of the motivation and recognition come from social recognition, be recognized in front of their managers, their team leaders, their colleagues, right? So I think motivation within a team is as equally, if not even more important. So when the manager praise a particular employee in front of the rest of the team, it has a lot of values, because you were saying, I could give money to bartenders, but bartenders are not looking for money. They are looking more for the recognition,
yes,
right?
Yes, totally. I get your point. So, for example, let's say the incentive is one of the things. Recognition, as you mentioned, people like to recognize, no matter what they did, what the outcome is. So whenever you have your daily briefings, you set a target in a month to achieve for a specific cocktail. Let's say if you sell in a day this much cocktail, you'll get a recognition in front of the entire team. In the daily briefings, you pull out one name of a person and tell, this guy is the highest seller of the cocktails for this month, and the recognition what he will get will be outstanding, and he will like it. apart from that, how else you can show the recognition? Let's say if it's a hotel property, maybe you can just you have this notice board. Yeah, you can
Yes.
just put a photo like employee of the month, for example, what
Yes.
you have, or the highest seller cocktail of the month. This
Yes,
guy,
yes,
and you just put that notice board in next to the cafeteria. People go every now and then.
Yes.
So he will feel really motivated. What I did. I did for not for money or something. I did for recognition, and I got it. So people will slowly follow the footsteps and do the same thing.
I love that you said that because it reminds me so much of our leaderboards in our Xenios Academy.
Okay.
Basically, we have challenges and, of course, a curriculum where our students studying personal development, hard skills, soft skills in hospitality, but they also have a leaderboard that showcase the top 10 performers in the app. So while they're studying, there is this recognition that they're going to be, mentioned and featured in the leaderboard. That could be by a leaderboard by country or a leaderboard by establishment. So I think it's very important to showcase that. No, thank you very much for sharing this. And I think we wanted to discuss so as a part of this particular series of podcast is all about talking about Dubai, Middle East, and the cultural integration of hospitality within.
Yeah.
And you are coming from a very hospitality-rich culture, which is the Indian culture. There is a particular way of saying, and I apologize if I mispronounce it to all our viewers, but it's Atithi Devo Bhava.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So Atithi Devo Bhava, I like that you asked the question. It's what we Indians believe is like there's God in everyone. Whoever walks in our footsteps, whatever hotel you are working in, forget the hotel, even at your house, whoever comes in, we treat them as you treat a God. And no matter who the guest is, if it's someone from a very poor family or someone from a very rich family, no matter how his caste is, we treat them in a very, very high aspect. So for Indian community, look at it this way, like Dubai is a land of desert, right? Where there's extravagant beauty, everything Dubai has to offer there is over here, right? But what's a desert without some spices? Right?
True.
Okay.
I like it. I like the way you say.
And spices, where do they come from?
From India.
They come from India.
I like that.
So yeah, India's contribution, in Dubai, in UAE is a lot,
But do you know when did it start? Like, a lot of Indians coming to Dubai to work and to essentially like reinvent the entire hospitality environment in Dubai. When did it start?
I don't actually have the answer to this question. What I also heard about it when I researched online, that even the currency before was somehow Indian rupees or something in UAE, which was way back. But I'm not sure if that's right information or no. If you know Lulu Group,
Yes.
Lulu supermarkets. So if you know, it's built by one of the famous Indian guy, and also famous establishment NMC hospitals. It's by Indian guy. Then there's a clock tower which is in Dera. These are the names of one of the oldest landscapes and structures that built in UAE. So how I follow them is like when it's built. So I believe that's in 1962 or before that. I'm not sure about that.
It's amazing.
So yeah, India has been contributing over here since long time, and as I was talking about spices,
Yes.
Indian has taken this spice level to the next thing, building about food. What do you have from this buttery naan? If you try it, or this aromatic biryani, and there's a spice in every food that you have in Dubai.
Yeah, it's true. And I can notice the influence of Indian cuisine. Even in bartending now, a lot of spices used by bartenders back in the days. There were the craze of using cinnamon, cumin in infusions, and I think it all comes from you guys bringing your rich culture and your rich heritage to the hospitality scene, which is beautiful to see, right? What do you think?
I'm actually in my mind getting back to the days when I joined Qatar Airways.
Okay.
Yes, I was a flight attendant back then, and I remember when my at that moment future flatmate Yash opened the doors And the first thing that I noticed is like a lot of spices, like a wave of spices going through the door. And he's like, I'm Yash, I'm Igor. And yeah, he's an amazing guy. And I hope he also watches this podcast. Hi, Yash. I loved all the food that he was preparing to me over these couple of years when we lived together.
Oh, wow.
Would you say that, and this is a question for you, Sunny,
Okay.
would you say that those spices, those strong, colorful, powerful spices are almost a metaphor for your level of hospitality? Because I could feel that you are so colorful, so warm, so energetic in your style of hospitality. Every colleague that I had from your culture here in Dubai, they always show this beautiful culture of, yes, the guest is my guest in my home coming, and I will treat him, I will give him the best experience possible. Is it true?
Yes, as I was telling you earlier, Atithi Devo Bhava, like God, there's God in everyone. And whenever we greet someone as well, we greet someone like this, joining the hands and doing this namaste. So if you heard about namaste
Yes.
before, have you heard about
course.
it?
Yes.
So namaste is derived from a Sanskrit word. So Sanskrit is one of the oldest language in India. So namaste itself means like, I'm bowing before you, and if you go to any luxurious hotels in Dubai or anywhere around the world, not just Dubai, anywhere in the world, and you enter the lobby, they will greet you like this, so you feel very welcomed.
Yeah.
So we believe there's God in everyone. I think so.
And that's of course affect your hospitality style, which is very welcoming, very warming, and is at the backbone of hospitality.
Yeah. And if you see in any restaurants, forget restaurants, anywhere in Dubai, any small scale or big scale businesses, there's always an Indian present over there. But the funny thing is, you must be thinking that Indians, they speak the same language. But that's not true.
It's not true.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. I heard a lot about that from my flatmate.
We have so many states in India,
Yeah.
and each state have their own language. We have so many languages, religions, cultures, so many diversity in India. But we all live as united. As if you heard about butter chicken,
Yes.
or chicken curry. So if you have the chicken curry somewhere in Mumbai, where I come from, it's different. If you have somewhere in Bangalore, other states, or in Chennai or somewhere else, it's completely different because of the spices grown in the region. So for example, the spices grown in my place will taste different than the spices grown in different regions, but they all come together calling as one spice.
This I didn't know that, and it's very interesting to know. So the food flavors and the flavors in general, they change, but I think the hospitality stayed the same. That's the benchmark, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And if I want to talk about spices more, let me give you a small history about India as well. India was trading spices since 100 BC. Okay, they were not trading spices before, but they were trading ivory, black sapphire, and everything with a civilization, Roman civilization. When the Roman civilization collapsed, then other nationalities came in, okay, to join the trade. And the first nationality which came actually through seas was Portuguese. They came to India in 1498, and they came in search of one specific spice, which is called as black gold in those days. And now we called it as black pepper.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So the value of black pepper in those days was like huge.
Wow.
If you have like 4 sacks of black pepper, you could buy a ship as big as Titanic.
Oh wow.
So you're instant millionaire.
So yeah, and when exactly,
I love it.
and when Portuguese came, that's when Indians opened trade to other countries, and that's how spices from India went to other countries. That's how we are today.
Yeah.
There is another thing that I just remembered. One of my first experiences, like being with a lot of people from India, also happened in Qatar, of course. I remember there was a group of, let's say, 20 of us, future flight attendants at training, and out of 20 of us, 11 or 12 were from India. And then I remember we were in the restaurant for the first time all together. And what I noticed is that, which again speaks a lot about how your people approach hospitality probably. The guys were sharing foods and feeding each other right? Is that something very common in your culture? Because when I sat with them, of course, for me, coming from Europe, I was just not used to that.
Okay.
So it was kind of weird when they offered me. But of course, with time, I just realized that this is how you guys treat each other. And I think that's very beautiful. It's just that, like, when you face it for the first time, you don't know how to react.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand. I mean, in my place where I come from, we do share food, like way before. Now it's, of course, not the same as it was before. Way before, our parents were eating food together. So they say that, if you eat food in a same plate, like as a couple, the love increases.
Okay.
And we also tend to eat food with our hands. If you had seen your friends maybe eating the food with their hands. So we say that eating the food with the hands, there's like you have 5 fingers, right? So these 5 fingers play a very big role while eating food. So when you eat your food like this, in your mouth, you get a different experience of flavors. But eventually, as we progressed, now when I'm in my house, in my room, I eat with my hands. But when I'm outside, of course, I cannot eat with my hands.
Got it.
So yeah, because the world will not accept that.
But eating with your hands is also brings you back of the days of being home and being familiar and
eating with the hands, sitting down, folding your legs.
Nice.
What you have a step in yoga when you fold your legs. So that's how we sit in India. But now I'm in Dubai for so many years. Now when I sit down, my ankle hurts.
Do you practice yoga now? Because you mentioned yoga twice already. Do you?
Yes. I did this hot yoga.
Okay.
So it's a hot yoga session for 1 hour.
All right.
Where the AC is off completely. It's dark. And there is a light focused on the instructor and he will tell you what to do. And you are sweating like no tomorrow. Even if you want to go out, run away, you cannot. You have to be there. But that's really relieving. When you come out, you're like, wow, that feels so relieving. Because yoga itself is derived from India. I don't know the actual meaning of yoga, but it's derived also from a Sanskrit word.
Okay.
Also. So yoga really helps you to boost your health, your body, your mind. So yes. I think so we all need a session of yoga in every day. It can be either 5 minutes, 10 minutes or an hour.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but I do it every now and then.
So you actually mentioned even before, now that we mentioned yoga, you mentioned before that one of your brands was providing as a training to employees, not only training on products, but also it was a training of movement of the body. As a bartender or waiter, we work on our feet all the time.
Yeah.
And that particular training really interested me because we have something similar in our platform called physical health awareness and mental health awareness as well, which could include session of yogas. It's just we need to take care of ourselves. So can you tell us a little bit more about that training and why do you think doing something like yoga is so important specifically for people that works in hospitality?
So the one thing what I really loved about my previous brand which I was working, whenever I did trainings, after the training was done, I had one slide. It was dedicated for something apart from the brand. So I had a QR code over there on the slide and I tell them, you know what, guys, please scan the QR code only if you want to. I don't want to force you guys, but this is something apart from hospitality industry, what will help you guys. So we had 3 courses. Okay. The first one was rebalance your time.
Okay.
So in an environment like hospitality, as you mentioned, there is so much of, pressure at you. So even when I was working in the industry as a bartender, I had trouble sleeping. Okay. So I finish my duty, I'm relaxed, I go in the bed, I cannot sleep because I'm thinking about the next day. Oh my God, did I close the bar properly? Did I check the expiries? Did I do it properly? What I'm going to do tomorrow? How I'm going to go to work tomorrow? And then you cannot
never switch off.
Yeah, or let's say there's a guest complaint and then you need to sit with your manager. I don't know what this happened, man. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So it's a very big thing and you think so many things. So we all need to, have that course. There was a course called Rebalance Your Time, which teaches you, how you can balance your time apart when you have a day off. So when you have a day off, as I mentioned earlier, you don't have to go to a bar or anything. You go somewhere which will help you, socially and spiritually as well. Because we all also need spiritual time for ourselves. So just think about yourself, what can you do in that time?
Yes.
Rebalance your time also helps you to put your phone away from you.
Okay.
Right? because a phone is a big
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing for you guys, for everyone, yeah, and for me as well. So that course actually helps you keeping your phone away, what can it do to your mind and your body.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there was a course called Move Your Body. Move Your Body gives a perfect example of exercise, right? And working in hospitality, we all need some exercise to move your body. That course helps you what exercise can do to your mind and your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you give us some example of those exercises? I mean, I'm not asking you to do it on camera, but what are those exercises? They were stretching or weight training?
I mean, Move Your Body, what we had over there is not going in the gym and picking up heavy dumbbells, but just a small exercise you can do at home. For example, we had push-ups, push-ups, then you have just stretching, including yoga. So there's like 3 or 4 exercises as well only, not a lot, but that really will help you in this 5 minutes course to have a regular habit of doing it.
Yes.
And that can actually tells you the do's and don'ts. What will happen if you do it? What will happen if you don't do it? To have a healthy lifestyle, you need to do it.
Yes, so, yes. And the phone away, I think, is a big thing. It's like what from this training that you had, what does do to your mind? Get your phone away on the day off because
we are keeping it
we are
with
keeping
ourselves
it on the day
right
off
now.
as well. We are keeping it at all the time. So what? Give us some example of what this training says. Keeping your phone away does to your mind.
So keeping your phone away, the first thing is putting it on airplane mode. I did it right now before starting the podcast. So keep your phone on airplane mode. No matter whoever is calling you, just keep it away. But how can you divert that? If your phone is away, your mind will think, what's next? Okay, I'm on the TV.
Okay.
You're watching Netflix. You're watching some movies. So your mind is diverted over there. But what can you do apart from that? So remove social media completely out of it. Do something else. In that course, it's told us what is activities you have being in the house itself.
Okay.
So you can read books. Okay, reading books is a very, very healthy exercise. And reading books which will maybe help you personally. For example, there's a very good book called How to Talk to Anyone.
Okay.
And that book really helped me a lot, especially working in a brand ambassador role, which really helped me how to approach people. But not talking about the book now. But yeah, that course taught us, for example, reading books was one thing. Second was cooking or doing your household cleaning. When you do household cleaning, organizing your bed, organizing your clothes, cleaning the room, it really gives an impact in your mind. Yeah. When you clean something at the beginning, you're like, man, I don't want to clean. It's too messy for me. I don't want to clean this room. But then when you slowly started, you develop the habit doing your laundry. So doing something else. Do that for like a couple of hours. Remove your phone away from you for 5 hours and then use your phone. You will not even have the habit. And do it on a regular basis using your phone. And now iPhone has this thing called time management in the phone. So it shows you like how much time you spend on social media, how much time you spend on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp,
Yes.
And you can see your time. Mostly it's on social media, How can you divert that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God, I better not watch that. Like whenever
I was looking at
whenever
him.
I check that, I realize that something needs to change, but it never changes.
It never changes. That's true. I totally agree with you. I'm not saying I do it as well. I tried it at the beginning, but it takes time.
Yeah, I think it takes time and it takes effort, and force yourself to do something else. It's also an exercise for your mental toughness. Like there was this famous speech for Stanford that said, "Make your bed first," something like this. Like force yourself to do something productive, then gets you into a routine of productivity.
Yeah,
of feeling
you need
productive.
to be committed for that.
Yeah.
You need to really your comfort zone is waking up in the morning. Forget morning. Waking up in the afternoon. Okay. Having your lunch, going to work. Having your dinner late. That's your comfort zone. What breaks your comfort zone is waking up in the morning, doing a yoga, having a cup of tea, making a breakfast, cleaning the room. Then you go have a lunch, go to work, come back in the evening, have a proper sleep on time. That when breaks your comfort zone. So you do something which really annoys you. So you do it 1 day, you do it 2 days, you do it 3 days. Eventually you get the habit for a healthy lifestyle. And we all need that in hospitality.
Yes, that's true. And I would love to actually, first of all, thank you for this beautiful conversation. But particularly, I want you now to talk to our viewers, and we for sure and hope we will have a lot of people that are going to look at you coming from your culture here in Dubai. You definitely had a beautiful career so far and a very good development from the bar to the brand ambassadors, and you reached what was your dream in hospitality. So what would you say to a bartender or a waiter that is coming from India and is maybe 18, 19, 20 years old, coming to Dubai for the first time? Some words of encouragement.
There are a lot of young people, young Indian people who come with a big dream to Dubai. Okay, a lot of people come on visit visa, and I get a lot of messages from people saying I need a job and everything, and I help as much as I can. So, I mean, there's a saying where you cannot build a sand castle when there's a sandstorm, right? But you try your best to build a sand castle, right? Because there are a lot of struggles when coming in the industry, in hospitality, a lot of struggles and challenges as well. For me as well, when I started as a bar back when I came to Dubai. So what I would give a suggestion to them is like never lose your hope and faith, because there's people who have promoted being from a bar back to bartender in less than a year. And there are people being as a bar back for more than a year. But you should not lose hope for that. You know, there's a lot of challenges in hospitality. In Dubai, we see so many Indians coming in search of job. You know, I think so in a couple of years, there's not going to be a job anymore. Yeah. But still we see people coming in. I like that. I like the enthusiasm that they have, because they are really, really talented people who come to Dubai. So my advice to them is, you know, have patience. You know, eventually we'll get there, but never lose hope. I've seen people also coming and just leaving in a couple of months, you know, and that's what I call, you know, that you are afraid of afraid of your passion. So if you really want to follow your passion, just have some patience, show yourself, do a lot of competitions, show yourself out in the market, recognize yourself, build your community. Because for me, what I believe in hospitality, a CV doesn't really make a big impact. People know you, okay? People know you, they will hire you.
That's a very interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, you build your community. A CV tells something what you had typed for hours, you know, something with AI or chat GPT, as you can say. Yeah, but when you go and present yourself, like doing visits for venues, understanding the cocktail program, understanding the venue and everything, you build a community. So people know you. When there's an opportunity in their venue for any role, they will think, you know what, I know this guy, I met this guy in one of the events. He's a really, really nice guy. Indian guy, he came recently, he's in search of a job, but he's socially very, very organized, and everyone knows him. His Instagram profile is really the best as he has built it. So you know what, let's give him a chance. Let's do a trial with him.
I like that.
And then you just get in.
I like that you focus. I mean, you say something really, really powerful, because CV definitely important, but now more than ever, I think communication, community, as you said, you repeat community quite few times, and I think it's very important. Dubai is a community, or Dubai hospitality is a community, and you know, show respect, show appreciation, and show a sense of community within Dubai makes a lot of difference. So I agree.
A lot. It truly does, and also as adding to that, also to build your profile. I mean, I said earlier, I know about social media, but there's also a good thing on social media, how you can make use out of it. Using platforms, whatever there is, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you know, how can you show your work on that? So people, when they want to hire you, even though they don't know you, they search you on Instagram and they know, my God, this guy has done so much achievements. His program is so good. Let's give him opportunity. So
would you say that now Instagram or LinkedIn is more powerful than the CV?
Depends on what purpose you use it for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you really want to build your career in that, you can also showcase your skills on that. But it's also of good and flaws in everything. I don't know if you watch this reels about food. You know, there's a guy who gets a food and he, with a microscopic vision, he sees and he scans that. So that food, you still eat it, you know, because when you zoom it, you see there's a lot of germs and everything in that. But if you zoom every food you eat, you will never eat anything else.
Yes.
So the whole point of me saying is, like, there's a good things about something, also bad things. It's up to you how you decide to chase it.
Makes sense. Excellent.
Yeah, sorry guys, as you talk, I'm just like kind of walking down the memory lane of my visits to India.
You've been to India?
I've been to India a few times. I've been in Delhi, I've been in Trivandrum. And actually in Trivandrum, I remember I met this fairly old guy on the street, and he was selling homemade cookies made by himself, I think.
Okay.
He was like pretty old. And then I remember I picked a few cookies and he just packed everything like in the newspapers. But I really remember his smile and his eyes. I don't know, it's like one of these experiences that and the people that you really never forget. And what I also remember about India, beautiful celebrations that I saw on the streets.
Oh yeah, massive.
Yeah, and festivals and colors and everything is so like, colorful and, full of life. So how do you think that this aspect of your culture influences Dubai's everyday life?
As you said about the festivals, if you say about colors, I remember it's a festival called Holi. So Holi is a color of festival of colors, where in India you have this water balloons where you throw it at each other. You have this colors sprinkled on each other. In Dubai, I have seen this festival celebrated in a place somewhere where there's a larger community of Indians, where there's Bardubai, Karama, Dera, that side. They organize a hall or something where people come in, gather together and celebrate it in a very, very huge way. I've not seen in all the places in Dubai, but especially with this bigger, larger community. Holi is one of the festivals. Then there's a festival called Diwali. I don't know if you heard about it.
Diwali is is celebrated in Dubai as a as an holiday.
I mean, if you go to JLT,
Yes.
Diwali, or maybe, I don't know, where there's bigger communities, you will see a building full of lights. So each...
Oh yeah, and you put the light in the corner
Exactly.
of the
So
house.
it's a small lantern.
I know that one.
Okay, and you put a big lantern outside your house, So it's a celebration of lights.
Beautiful.
And in Dubai, I'm still happy. So I'll tell you one thing. When I came in Dubai, I had a call with my family like 1 week later, and my dad asked me, like, hey, how's Dubai? How do you like it? And like, yeah, it's really good. I like it's so much things to explore, so many buildings. I just can't get enough out of it. Then my dad asked me one question, which I still remember. He's asking me that, do you see any Indians over there? And I was like, okay, yeah, yes, I do. It's only Indians over here, yeah. So Diwali, coming back to the question, we celebrate in India in a very, very massive scale. And as I told you, every religion in India has a different festival to celebrate.
Yes.
But the most celebrated festivals, what I see in Dubai is Holi, Diwali, and of course Eid. We celebrate in a very, very massive way as well. So the contribution for India's festival in Dubai is still there. If you go to famous hotels, Indian hotels in Dubai, you can still see the hotels are lit up fully with lights for Diwali. So you'll have a warm welcome when you come inside. Or if it's Holi, they say do not disturb. But in Holi, they say, do disturb and drench.
I love it. That's so good.
But do you get days off for all these celebrations? That must be like a lot of days off a year.
In India, we do get it. We do get it. I mean, you have to, or you will resign in India.
Amazing.
I love it. And you said what your father asked you was like, do you see any Indian there, or did you meet any Indian? Why do you think he asked you that? He was afraid of you getting away from the culture, and so he wanted to make sure that you find the same beautiful culture there here.
I mean, my dad was previously working in Hong Kong.
Okay.
That was when I was in a younger age.
Okay.
And over there, he hardly saw any Indians. He mostly see other nationalities over there. So that's why maybe he thought that my son is going to a different country. Maybe there's no Indians over there. But when I slowly talk to them now, and when I show them, I go to places where I feel like I'm still in Mumbai, not in Dubai.
I love it. Well, it's beautiful to have you here, Sunny. We are reaching the end of our episode today. Igor?
Yeah, maybe just one quick question.
Please.
At the end of this episode, can you share with us some of the fun experiences that you've had with guests? Something that something funny that happened that you would like to share with us?
I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah,
A
plenty.
lot of experiences. I have good and bad experiences as well. I'll start with the bad experience what I had. So I was working in a venue. It was a very, very busy evening. And there was a guest at the bar came. It was a busy operation, yeah. A guest at the bar, he ordered a bottle of beer. I served him a beer. I punched in the system. I went over there. I served him the bottle of beer. I went back to my station. When I turned back, the guy just disappeared.
Oh wow.
You know, the bottle of beer is empty, and he disappeared. So I was like, man, where did this go? And in my previous place, you know, if a guest runs away, you are screwed big time. So I was searching for the guy. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I searched the entire venue on walkie-talkie. I was asking people, do you see this guy? Do you see this guy? But no one knows any clue. I went outside. I couldn't find him. Then I caught him at the end getting a taxi. And I told him, hey man, you have a bill pending over there. Oh man, I forgot. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, cool. So he came back and he paid. That's the bad experience what I had. The good one is like guests when they come to your place. You know, it's all about how you treat them, and they remember you for you, not for the venue. So there was a very happy couple that came one day at my bar, and they asked me to make them a drink. You know, and then that was a very, very busy operation. I was like, man, I was thinking in my mind, man, I don't want to make any special drinks now. I just want to follow the whatever is in the menu and I'll make it. But then I still thought, you know what, it's a very, very lovely couple. So why don't I make something for them? So I saw so many QOTs coming in, so many orders, and you know already because you work with me. And I was like, man, should I just ignore them and tell them I cannot make anything, or should I just do this? And then I remember the hospitality part, what's in my roots, you know. So I told them, you know, what do you want to have? And they said, you know what, we want to have this is cocktail, this is the flavors what we like. Can you make something for us? And I made something for them. And they had a quick drink and they left. So I thought, you know what, okay, that's done. The next day when I woke up with a big TripAdvisor review from the guest, you know, which gave me a big recognition in my daily briefing. You know, they give me like a top priority person over there. And they talked to me very highly, like, you know what, Sunny did this in a very busy operation. And they wrote everything in detail, yeah. He's a British couple. Like, there were so many orders, but he stopped that. He gave us a priority. And that's what I really understood that day, that, you know what, it's not about how busy you are, you know, it's about how much hospitality you give to which person, you know?
Yes, yeah. And even in the hospitality is in the small things.
Exactly, the smallest thing, and then which leaves a big impact.
That's true.
And the guests, until now, they text me.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, so I still meet them when they come to Dubai.
Amazing.
Great. Yeah.
Sunny, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was a pleasure. And I wish you the best of luck for the rest of your career. And for sure, we will have you again to touch a little bit more about the brand ambassadorship role. I think we should talk a little bit more about that.
For sure. Thank you for having me. It was a lovely session.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for following us. And as you know, we'll be back very soon in the next episode of Hospitality as It Is.